This technique involves increasing your closure by turning into the bandit, which reduces the shooting window. You then extend 180 degrees away and underneath the enemy. You can repeat this until the bandit gives up or until you get a shot. This technique will work well against pilots that don't do a zoom climb after a bounce. It works because it increases the overall separation between you. The attacking fighter must sacrifice some of his potential energy into kinetic energy in order to catch up to you quickly. Okay, going to be flying an Albatross D5, about to get bounced by an SE5. Upon noticing what side I'm going to get bounced, I roll over, pass underneath him, and I evaluate and see where he's going. He's not falling up into a zoom climb, so I'll straighten out and fly away from him in a slight climb. So because he didn't do that big zoom climb after the bounce, I can assume he's a sort of a new SE5 pilot. So instead of exiting the area, I'll pretty much just turn a beam to him and see if I can present myself as a easier target, and basically see if I can tempt him into coming and attacking me again. So during this time I've maintained a shallow climb and I can see he's moving in. So what he's doing is he's sacrificing that potential energy that he has vertically to try and catch me. So I'll start beginning a turn towards him, presenting a harder target, and passing nearby, and then straightening out 180 again, because I figure he's going to do the same move. So now we're almost co-altitude, and I'll turn back towards him and see if he'll go for a head-on. So at this point, if I can get the head-on in this co-altitude situation, then I'll be able to perform a lead turn on him and then come around on his 6 and be able to get some shots off. So he's starting to swing around now. I'm checking around to make sure I'm not going to get bounced or shot at. So here he comes. Begin the lead turn. And come around, and then I'll have some free shots at him. So we'll have a look at that from external view. So as you can see, the SE5 is in a pretty good dive, but he just doesn't make an effective enough use of that energy. It doesn't go up into the big zoom climb like he's supposed to. As you can see, once I notice that, I straighten out and begin my climb. And then the horizontal distance between us has increased a lot. So what happens is, because the overall distance is increased, the vertical separation that we have isn't as useful to that energy fighter that's attacking us. So by noticing this, I'll see if I can tempt him to attack again and sacrifice more of that potential energy to try and get a shot on me again. Ideally, the SE5 should have stayed at the altitude he had and plotted an intercept course to attack me. There you go, and there's pass number 2. Again, doesn't use that energy effectively and tries to straighten out, and now we're at co-altitude. Now this whole scenario wouldn't have happened if I didn't notice that the pilot wasn't willing to do his zoom climb afterwards. Now if he was going to do that zoom climb afterwards, then you want to basically sit right underneath him and prevent him being able to dive down on top of you, which I'll cover in another video. But anyway, this technique is really useful against basically the pilots that prefer to do hit and run tactics, so that way you can tempt them to taking another shot when they really shouldn't go for it. But that's the first defensive energy technique I'll show, and there'll be more to come.